I'm gonna let I'm live right now, so I'm gonna let a few people come in this joint real quick for a little bit. I have the TRX6 crawler. I want to remove the plastic spur and add the metal spur. One of my RC buddies from TikTok, he sent me the spur. I'll probably put the mail call up there in the videos. It was a nice mail call. I'll do that in a little bit. But we got the aluminum spur for the first time. Now they say the guys in the crawler community, they said you want to have a medium somewhere. A few guys spoke against using a aluminum spur in this.
The three police departments that existed in New York. We required the housing police.
I think so. All right, people go against these aluminum spurs right here because they said it could tear things up, man. So they want to have plastic somewhere to have a medium if things break. Well, I never ran an aluminum spur, so for the first time we're gonna run one, and I'm gonna take and see how it work out for us. I don't know. You go get advice if you need it. Listen to it, whatever works or whatever. But then I'm the kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy that I'll go against what they said sometimes. I'm a mad scientist. I'm a mad scientist. I like to get in that joint and put my own little magic twisted things. So we're gonna test out this spur. Let me show you what happened to the stock one, and that's why I want to get rid of it. And plus, I turned the power up on this crawler. So because I turned the power up on this crawler, I think that this aluminum spur is gonna work well. When I turned the power up on this truck, the plastic spur didn't like it, and this is why. So this is why we got to change it out. Work with me, guys. Work with me. You see how chewed up it is? That's terrible. We got to take that out of there and get it out. I added power to this car, and because I added the power to this car, this plastic spur don't like it. So we're gonna remove it tonight with you guys. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody had a good day today. I'm gonna get to work because I want to take this thing out. So I was on live earlier on TikTok. They're super sensitive over there. I try to do something. All right, so boom. We're going to talk about it real quick for a little bit. Then I'm going to get to the spur. I'm going to put the spur on here. So on TikTok live, right, I noticed what's going on. Some guys be grouped up. So one day I said, I'm going to sit outside the live and see what's going on in there. Let me see what the hell's going on in the live. I didn't like what I seen. You had certain guys being grouped up, and then other RC guys, they could never get in to talk about whatever they had. Yo! To talk about what they had. So I said I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to start a program early in the morning because every RC guy come to me. Every RC guy come to me anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. Every morning at 8 o'clock, I'll start with a cup of coffee. And then I bring everybody, all colors, all nationalities, because Henrymanning585 love everybody. And then in my own little way, I'm trying to do something about things. And I like the way it's going, but I'm banded over there until the 13th. And that's fine because I got time to work with you guys. Now let's get into this spurt right here real quick for a little bit. And I'm excited about it. Let me show you. Let me show you the spur. Rude Boy RCs on TikTok, man. He ain't playing with nobody. Now you see how the chewed up one look? That's plastic. Get rid of all plastic on your spurs if you can. You want aluminum on that joint. So let's get that off and put that on. Real quick. For a little bit. I have different slogans too. And don't worry about it, YouTube. I'm going to get this channel jumping. I know y'all see me touching it. Trying to improve it. It's going to get better. This going to be an easy job. I'm using a pair of pliers to get it done real quick for a little bit. Capture that person and you say they were shooting. Who knows how many robberies, how many lives they can save. And we saw that. It's rinsing off. It's rinsing off. It's rinsing off. Okay. And appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the love. I understand what's going on. Hold on, y'all. If y'all don't know, if you got TikTok in your phone, you need to put my app on that joint. You need to put my page on there. We at 25.5K. We jumping. That way you'll be able to catch me on both ways, on YouTube and TikTok.
They were as annoying as hell, and in many ways threatening. People felt like there was nothing you could do about it. That it was really quite hopeless.
And then I'm taking y'all with me. I'm taking y'all with me everywhere. I know y'all know my story. Y'all know my story. I'm in Puerto Rico. Oh, shit. Shout it out, bro. In Puerto Rico. We ain't playing with nobody. I fuck with my poppy's hard body. We grew up together, man. Where I'm from, we grew up together. I'm in Rochester, New York, man. We grew up together, man.
And pay for additional cleanup services. We wanted to make sure the entrances to the city were clean. It was a small thing to do, but again, it changed people's perception.
Okay, you can't see. I'm gonna pull the phone down just a little bit. There it go. My bad, y'all. There it go. So y'all can see what I got going on.
Authorized or allowed to make drug arrests. So when the woman looking out a second floor window would call the drug dealers on the corner.
I got that off. That's on the part of the spur. We'll put that. I don't want to lose it. We'll put it inside the battery tray real quick for a little bit.
You are now allowed to arrest people for narcotics.
Now watch how bad this thing is. Oh man. Oh, it is nasty. I don't want to lose that. All that matters. Even that little piece matters. And here go the old piece. That's the old one. Shout it out, Marlon. We ain't playing with nobody. We're going to make this shit happen. Getting the crawler, the TRX-6 back together. I'm getting rid of the plastic spur. Which one y'all like better? Hey, how you doing? Unspeakable. We ain't playing with nobody. I had to come show y'all some love real quick for a little bit. I'm always on my TikToks. I have to come over here and show y'all some love too. So we need everything off of that. We need everything off of that to put on here. Let's do that now. And I need all my little washers. Whoa, it's a lot. And it came off. Okay. Let's get some control back. So where was this at? That had to be
was a strong belief that Rudy had that you have.
So look at all this stuff going on. You got this,
It involves cleanliness,
and it's another piece in there, and you got this washer,
drug dealers off the corner,
and you also have, and you got 3 more washers.
That's Giuliani. Well, he did it. Brooklyn Meadows Police.
And then you have 3 more small washers. Let's remove all this stuff. Real quick, pull it back. I'm going to dump it right here in front of me. Can I get this part out? Can we get that out? Let me see if I got anything to wedge in there. What I got. So this the only thing I got available right here. We're going to use this damn screw to get it out real quick. Pull it back. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I'm a different YouTuber. I'm going to show you the cheat code, how to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it the way they tell you not to do it. That's not coming off. I guess that's a wrap. Oh, and then, okay, so I can use either side. I can use either side. Let's put that in there. I don't even think I need all them extra washers. I'll put the one on the front. Oh, that's fire. Okay, so check it out. They got this thing right here inside on this one that acts as a washer. So we don't have to add those plastic ones. That'll keep that like that. But we will add the one washer back in the front. We'll put this one back on the front after we slide this on. Let's get it. Thanks for everybody that's watching with me. I appreciate it. Okay. So we got that one on. Hold on, y'all. It's my first time doing the spur. It's my first time doing the spur. Hold on, what's this right here? It's a washer. I have so much marine grease on this joint. Let me show y'all where we at now, real quick for a little bit. So, this is where the spur have to go, right here on this joint. I'm gonna slide the spur plate against this. I should just add the washers on that. That's what we'll do. And I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna put them on. So boom, this is how we're gonna do it real quick for a little bit. That's the spur. I'm gonna slide each washer back. Put them back on. One. I'm gonna just run both at the same time. Just run both of them joints. Now, we ready to put this back on. Let's put it on real quick for a little bit. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I know y'all could be doing other shit right now, but we already heard about the little Ronnie story. We already heard about the little Ronnie story, and that's fucked up. We got safe content, guys. We don't have to go out there. We don't got to wait for nobody to take a fall. All we have to do is run this RC cars. That's it. Safe content. Okay. Almost. Let's go. Hold on. Where's that? Let's go. Almost. But let's add this back on. I don't want to forget. That's the first one that came off. All this stuff got to go back on. Even if it looked funny putting it back on.
For years, mayors ran for office saying they were going to clean up crime in the subway. When I became mayor, we used the
guys, hold on.
hasn't it worked?
So this have to come out somehow.
Gave us the answer.
It's one on either side.
70% of the crime is committed those days.
How do I get it released?
In the cars. All the police were in the cars. We took the police out of the car. We put them on a platform where the crime was taking place.
How do I get it released?
Allocated them exactly the way crime was allocated. 75% of the platform, 25% in the car.
This stuff ain't moving, man.
Went down within weeks by 50%.
It ain't moving.
Within months, people are saying the subways are safe again. And when the criminals would move back, because we had the Comstat system,
It ain't moving, man. Do I need that?
Dealt with crime in a scientific way like this.
Thanks for the subscribe. Thanks, Unspeakable.
Crime was crime.
I appreciate it, man.
Bratton and Giuliani came in.
I appreciate it. All right. So I did what I didn't want to do. I misplaced that I misplaced the nut that's gonna seal everything back up.
Did not have the data at his fingertips and a plan to save lives.
No, I didn't. Remember, I put it in the battery tray. So I got it back. Boom. Let's go. Thanks for all the love and support, everybody. Thank you. I was thinking I'm like, man, why you two don't love me like that? Why they ain't showing me love? I'm getting all the love and attention on TikTok, but it don't matter. I want the love from my YouTube. Because this is my baby. This is where I started. It's my first home. That's why I wasn't even mad when they kicked me out they live. I said, all right, fuck y'all. I'll go knock on my door on my YouTube. Yes, sir. That joint almost back. But this is where it's going to get strange at. I have to turn this thing. I have to turn this thing. I should be able to turn it. And the spur should stay still because the wheel's locked. So I should be able to get a turn on here. Yeah, it's working. It's working. Now, I know what you're thinking. I do have a better wrench for this. I do have a better wrench for this joint, but we got to go in what we got. Sometimes you got to use just what you got, man. Yeah, I'm that YouTuber. I'm going to tell you how to get right and get the job done. What you going to do? What you going to do, man? You going to wait until you get the right tool? Because the real tool I really want to use is the 4-way. The RCs come with 4 ways. Oh, you have to go? All right. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the love. So, because I can't have coffee with TikTok tomorrow morning, how about we have coffee together? Everybody bring a damn cup of coffee back tomorrow morning. I'm going to run this truck on live tomorrow. We're going to talk about a few topics tomorrow. We're going to open it up. I want to do my podcast and do all that stuff. Man, I got a lot to share with y'all. Y'all going to love it. Y'all got me. You don't even really know what you have yet unless you've been following me. But it's going down. And I'm not putting down my YouTube stuff. But my YouTube stuff is kind of bland. You know, you can't put all the fancy music on your videos like that, like you can do on TikTok, but it's fine. But I enjoy my YouTube videos at the same time. Uh-oh. I think we almost there. I'm just trying to get it tight enough.
Era of big government is over. To
Giuliani wants to pick up on what Clinton's talking about in terms of.
Hey, Skyler.
He wants to have people who are on welfare work.
The stars were in alignment. We had a welfare reform president in Bill Clinton, a welfare reform Speaker of the House in Newt Gingrich. We had a welfare reform governor in George Pataki. And we had a welfare reform mayor in Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, that fucking name. I remember that name. George Pataki. Woo. I was in that George Pataki area, and I'm going to tell you about it. It wasn't fun. Especially when I was out there doing everything wrong.
People used to go to welfare.
I'm one of the guys. I'm one of the reasons why Pataki had to come into office. I cleaned my life up, though. I changed it around.
Functioned when it became job centers. You actually were given job opportunities.
A city agency like ours relies on outside contractors to provide certain kinds of specialized services. And one of those specialized services that was really essential to the
Almost, y'all.
is the
Almost. Almost.
get into employment.
And I'm excited about this. I turned this ESC up so high. It's the max 10. It go up to punch level 10. I'm at 5. And I gave it all the beans. I know it's a crawler. I know. But I do love that power. Give you that extra umph going up that hill. You get that extra umph going up the hill. Uh-oh. It's getting tighter. And this is a real tight space I'm working in. It's a real tight space. It's hard to really get a good turn on things. But and nobody never like to do the work on the crawlers. These things is.
The minute we started going right into the private sector, we were getting 65%.
Yeah, there we go. They're almost there now.
We have specific programs.
Almost there.
We had a program with Macy's.
I want that. I should have put some red Loctite on this so it won't come loose. But because I went through so much shit to get that on there, I'm not going to do the red Loctite on that. I have that. I should have sprinkled a little bit on there if I was thinking. Or I could put some on the back half of that. It'll still do the same thing. It won't come off. So we're still going to run some light tight. Ooh. Okay, hold on, y'all. One more turn. One more good turn. There we go. Here we go. Let's look at the aluminum spur now.
Employment contractors when I arrived. When I left, there were 13. So we told them that they weren't going to get.
There we go. We got the aluminum spur in there now. We got the aluminum spur in there now. Yes.
If they found you a job, they got a bonus. The better the job, the bigger the bonus. The longer the
Let's add. So we got to put some plastic parts back on.
You didn't do it for like a 3-week job. You didn't get paid for a 3-week job. They had to remain for a certain period of time.
Let's get this back on. It's part of the skid plate. Go right up under here. Thanks for rocking with me, y'all. I appreciate you guys and women, whoever.
Used in cash assistance jobs.
All right.
Which was taken from
so I'm looking for a flathead. Oh, I don't even need that. It's already out. This is what I was going to do. I was looking for the flathead so I could pull the transmission out. It's pulled out already, though. So I can get this part on without it being so difficult. I can get this part on now without it being so difficult. Perfect. Perfect. I thought I was going to have to struggle with that.
The next thing I did is I required you to work if you were on welfare. There's a provision, a little known, never used before, of New York law that allows you to require someone getting public assistance to work for a maximum of 18 hours a week.
Boom. Skid plate back. Man, so what I need to get this in, I got to pull this rail And I need, it'd be easier to like to wedge a flathead in here, to wedge it and slap it back down in there. We don't have the screwdrivers, but we got the fingers though. We're gonna use the fingers real quick for a bit. Boom, down, in, done. Wow, that was really easy. Let's get the drive shaft back on real quick for a bit. And then the next thing you want to do.
You have to be a fool not to take advantage of it. We had people in the police department who were collecting welfare. They would travel and they
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They registered in the Bronx,
Whoa.
they registered in Queens, and they go out to
Let's line the holes up. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Real quick for a bit. We got to line those holes up right here. And we got to line this. We got to line that up with the holes and everything. Let's do that before we get too far on. And I want to set everything to get everything to just go right back where it's supposed to be. And how I'm going to find those holes, I'm going to push in there and then align it up back like that until it get back straight. Boom.
And if they were at home. And that reduced fraud tremendously.
Welfare reform in New York City.
Boom.
That was where it was worst, and that's where we ended up making
Next.
it the best.
We have to add the arms back in. Let's put the arms back. I mean, let's put the let's put the links back on.
2 million New Yorkers to end at 425,000 through 2000.
Yo, I love crawlers too, bro. I'm going for the high trail next, 2 of them. And then I want to put a crawler together in parts. I'm going to get one to put together. I'm going to get the kit, get me a nice kit, and put it back together, man. These things right here, I love everything RCs. All RCs. I'm going to start getting into robots next. Transformers, tanks, work vehicles, everything. I'm going to do this forever.
Every other building you walk past was owned by the city or abandoned.
Don't worry about me. I'll be somewhere on a trail, in my tent, in nature, with my RC cars. Forget about it. Give me some type of power source, please, so I can charge my batteries and keep going. We ain't playing with nobody. I really love this hobby. And then if y'all didn't know, the RC community over there on TikTok too is huge. I should run for president over there. That's how dope I am on the TikToks and RCs and shit. So we have an RC community, RC guys. You know how important it is to have an RC community. Yes.
Take ownership and management of those buildings. She invented the law that said it was
All right.
to be private owner with subsidies for affordability, and it's
Now, where did I put the
that was costing so much money.
the screws from yesterday?
Is back over to the private sector with the subsidies to make them affordable.
The screws from yesterday.
Safe, clean, newly renovated housing in these neighborhoods. You now saw greater populations and what was a depopulated.
I got them. I'm glad I put the screws up. I'm glad I did the right thing.
And you also saw commercial development.
I'm glad I did the right thing. I got the screws. That's what I was just monkeying around for. I got it. Get them out. Get these links on.
The city put out for bid a development site requiring it to be a supermarket. And
Wrong bag.
Ended up opening the first supermarket in East Harlem.
The value of houses in these
Come on.
just skyrocketed everywhere in the city.
Many of the worst neighborhoods, whether it was the ABC block or Washington Heights or whatever.
Just the wrench I needed. I'll find the fucking wrench after I put the car back.
Becoming more aggressive about eliminating government control over those assets, but also making those assets far more valuable by simply creating a more liberal.
It's my extra RC parts bag. One of them. You know, we always have extra parts. We got to keep that. Never know what you're gonna need. I got a little bit of everything in here. Max Slash. I got Traxxas bits. I got some crawler bits in here.
People were on the streets. You could walk at all hours. What's important is that there's a sense that the ungovernable city is no longer ungovernable.
Real quick for a little bit. Thanks everybody for coming in this joint, man. Thank everybody. Thank you. I ain't think y'all like me no more on YouTube, man.
Try to impose the statistical methodology in other areas of the country.
All right.
Conducting ComStat meetings twice a week. We started
Let's go.
sanitation corrections.
What the hell they talking about? They want to kick me off their TikTok live? But we still live.
Jail in the country, Rikers Island.
We still live. They can't stop nothing. We still live. Okay. Link 1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Imagine how productive they became. They didn't bother to take lunch. Sanitation department turned around completely.
There had been homeless encampments that Koch had started to wipe out.
How do I get to this link?
The Giuliani
Oh.
administration went after these.
So something's going on here. I can get to this link. Let's do that right here real quick for a little bit while it's on y'all side. Y'all can see that it's on y'all side. Let's go.
We're going to send somebody out to give you help. And that help is going to include moving you into a facility.
Let's go.
You can provide soup or a meal or bed and housing, and not allowing you to just wallow on 58th Street.
One link on. Get this other link on. Damn, hold on. It's more links off. Hold on.
I believe
It's more links off.
First term was the most significant in modern New York history. There were 2,000
Okay.
when he took office.
The other link right here. Since we already on this side, let's keep on going on this side then.
I wrote a profile of Giuliani for the New Yorker when he ran for re-election. And he was running against a woman named Ruth Messenger, who was a classic liberal. And I said that Messenger's campaign
Whoa.
was like a
Okay.
swallow being devoured by a threshing machine. Rudy was going to be re-elected mayor.
We have 330,000 fewer people on welfare than 2.5 years ago.
Jeez.
This year, when it ends,
I'm missing. I need a long one for this link to get through. You need the longer,
safer than last year.
and
In 30 years,
I misplaced it.
I think about
However,
7% of the vote.
whoa. Sometimes you just gotta think about what you did. Sometimes you just gotta think. Real quick for a little bit. Sometimes you just gotta think.
And you know, politicians, when they have a great first term, they lose some perspective. In fact,
I know exactly what I did with it.
an awful lot
It's inside my Milwaukee case.
usually are
It's inside here.
Now, in his second term, Giuliani,
I'm gonna button this joint down before I get off. I needed this joint right here.
it's a very tough road to hoe.
I got it.
He pushes toward mayoral.
They was in here. I said, let me put them somewhere so I won't lose them. There you go. I don't even know. That came from other builds.
In the Board of Education,
Out the small bag. The little bag y'all just see me grab.
the classroom, there was very little left. And then also, because you had a system that was essentially a monopoly, you didn't have a lot
Get
of
that one through there.
pressure in trying
Oh.
to get
We have to do the other side too.
His approach to education was first, is he wanted to have more control.
Since I'm already on this side, I'll screw this side in with y'all.
The funding went to
It's best to have a nice little hand tool if you can. A nice little power. And nothing too strong. Just enough to get through there because this stuff plastic, man. If you screw it too tight,
project of arts to bring arts
it'll script the thread. We jumping and we ain't playing with nobody.
that we realized is you
Never.
give parents options. From a parent's point of view,
They tried to stop me from jumping. I wasn't gonna allow that shit, guys.
has to be one of the most
What we did, we got better on their asses.
disseminated a private
Yes, we did.
school voucher program.
We got better on their asses. And I'm the only one outside, by the way.
Spending.
Yep.
Wanted them to decide where to.
But there it go. Oh.
Private school, parochial school.
This is almost too perfect. It never runs this perfect. You always go through some type of problem. But I'm smooth selling right now. I ain't got no problems.
There was also a tremendous amount of corruption in these local school boards. Principalships were bought and sold. You had to kick back to political campaigns in order to get a principalship, because the one thing the local school boards did control was the appointment of principals. There were terrible stories in the 1990s about a principal in the South Bronx found passed out in their car from crack cocaine. A principal who was stealing the cookie money that the PTA had raised.
Another reason that schools were not working the way they should.
All right, get in there. Stop being difficult. This little arm is a little difficult to get in. I think we almost got it. We got it. We nailed it. It's in. Let's slide this one all the way through. I'm gonna complete this crawler for y'all before we get off. I'm gonna complete this joint because I must complete it because I'm doing a video first thing in the morning with this joint. Nailing it. We nailing it. Oh, let's nail this one too. Let's nail this one too. Do we need a little bit longer? Just a little bit longer. A little bit longer than this guy here. Just a little bit longer. So, boom.
Rudy had done something that most people thought was impossible.
No, that's the same height.
In the 1990s, New York was not just a preferred destination.
There it go. That's what I want.
Everybody wanted to be here. You know, they started coming back from Iowa and places like that. And Rudy had a right to take credit for that. But Rudy also had a responsibility to see what he had accomplished in perspective. And in my experience, that's one of the toughest things for a politician to do.
It did seem that he...
Nope, that's not the right height. It won't reach all the way through. It's just in there. Let's get it out and do it the right way. Let's get it out and do it the right way, because that wasn't biting it. It wasn't going all the way through.
His style of governance
No.
didn't suit everybody. And he started to rankle people quite a bit.
I think part of what happened...
Now, this is the correct screw. This is longer. It's long enough. It's going to get there all the way right where it's got to be. Yup. It's going to give me that bite because it stopped me. When I tried to slide it all the way through and push it through, it stopped me. So now I can just screw it. Hey, can I have the same people back here in the morning with the coffee? You got to go to work tomorrow. Don't worry about it. You can put me on in your pocket, and I'll help you get to work. I'll help you get to work.
It wasn't that people had gotten tired of Rudy's policies. They'd gotten tired of Rudy.
Here we go.
If they'd gotten tired of Rudy's
Let's screw this that plate let's screw this skid plate back down. I'll get a fancy one day. I'll get an aluminum one or something, then, you know. This works fine. What the hell? I had this truck since 2013. I never changed the tires out. I'm gonna have to do that because the foam that goes in its wheels, no foam no more. There's no foam no more.
By the time of primary election in 2000,
and I got the Traxxas servo in there. That's the $100 one. That joint is strong.
Unfortunately, the Democratic primary that year, September 11, 2001, so they had to postpone it because that was the same day that the major terrorist attacks occurred.
Wow, it wasn't really that much to do. It wasn't. Oh, well. The one link I almost forgot, and that link would have kicked my ass. This the link I almost forgot, and it would have kicked my ass. Way down in here. Right there. You see it? Right there. As soon as I would have put that the motor mount back on and everything, it would have been super hard to get to that. Let's get it on now.
Somehow it Giuliani, he came to be known as America's mayor. Because in this moment of fear and crisis, when
let's get it on now.
States was sort of
See how what I'm going through to get in there is terrible.
Was and didn't seem like anybody knew what was going on. Giuliani actually, even though he was a lame duck mayor, he was only going to be in for another 3 months. He took command.
For sure. I think that's one. That's one. That's what's left. The rest of it hollowed out.
Or
And even people who didn't like him saw that he wasn't afraid to go downtown and take control of the situation, and it was impressive.
One of the things he has done is he's prepared the city for emergency measures.
So in 1993,
we can get to that. So I didn't have to do that. The hell with that damn hat. My head getting hot. Didn't have to do that. Because we could have went through the outside. We could have went through the outside of that joint.
To hire an independent expert, and he hired Jerry Howard.
Let's get
as the first commissioner
what else we need to put on.
emergency management, which ended up really helping
We gotta
dramatically
lock that motor mount down.
9/11. There's no police
We gotta lock that motor mount down. And that's so we almost there.
coordination
Get this motor on.
that had to be done. Steel work.
I'm putting some red Loctite on this now.
The whole
Now.
nation is, incredible.
Not everything went well. The command center is located in the World Trade Center.
I don't want that to come apart. I think I got it tight enough.
Command center in Brooklyn. That
And then this here.
centerpiece of the response efforts. The city responds well to the 9/11.
Put them back on. Let's drop them down real quick for a little bit.
Suggested that perhaps
Let's drop them down real quick for a little bit.
continue to serve as mayor, but that was rejected. But he did.
Let's drop them on down.
Behind Bloomberg.
Okay. Okay, Henry. Okay, Henry.
At the time, it was
I like how it.
question
I just like how it looked.
come back. 3,000 people died on 9/11. People thought
I like how it looked.
nobody's going to want to stay in that.
This the Max 10 system. See the motor? Max 10 motor.
Bloomberg was not expected to win.
I covered that. I put some silicone in there. I like to go on water a lot of mine. Then I got to really waterproof it.
Nobody
Hey,
was
man.
particularly fond of it. But
If you know anything about waterproofing, say something in the comments for me real quick for a little bit. Say something in the comments if you know anything about
I think on the strength of this promise of continuity and stability.
crawlers.
which New Yorkers have.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Don't be afraid. Go ahead, ask me real quick for a little bit.
History shows
Y'all got to communicate with me now. Come on now. You go ahead, do it. Say something in the comments.
freedom is fragile, that you will always have to
I want you to comment. I want you to comment.
His attribute as a mayor was his managerial abilities. He was a very demanding manager. He expected a lot from you.
He was self-made. I mean, he's a very impressive figure. He did have this wartime mayor aspect that he had been forced to assume. He had to make sure that the city's finances stayed good. One of the first things he did was start fining.
I'm coming right back, y'all. I'm just
small
grabbing.
businesses for
God,
leaving
fucking
illegal parking. This kind of thing sort of annoyed people quite a bit, but he wanted to make sure that the city could still pay its bills. He worked overtime to comfort and make big business feel like they should stay. That he would do everything he could to keep New York a secure place. To that end, Ray Kelly.
I'm here. I'm just grabbing the motor mount real quick for a little bit.
Customs Commissioner.
I'm just grabbing the motor mount real quick for a little bit.
Administration went to Bear Stearns.
I'm here.
The election of Michael Bloomberg. He asked me to come back
I'm here.
as the police commissioner, which I did for 12 years.
Jeez. Come on, Henry.
The moment 9/11 happened, there was an entire redesign and how every major police department began to look at police.
Come on, Henry.
Well, New York City was let down twice by the federal government. And the attacks in '93, and of course you have the horrific events
of 9/11. They failed us, and I had been in the federal government, so I had a lot of experience.
Come on, Henry. You have to be more prepared. You got to be more prepared. All right, I'm back. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Back.
That's what we're going to do. We developed the most diverse police department in the world. We have police officers.
Motor mount. Get it on. And then I'm going to crank this joint up too. Because I got to see how it sound.
Cultural reservoir that I wanted to use. So I started out, I had a butcher block paper.
But what I won't do, we ain't doing another double back in this joint.
You know, there was issues with anthrax.
Nope.
We needed infectious disease doctors.
Hopefully everything is meshed the right way. Hopefully everything is meshed the right way. And then I don't have to go back in here a second time.
But they didn't have the foundation to do a lot of things that I was thinking of. You know, how do you do intelligence gathering? What language skills should you be applying?
Get this wire out my way so I can sit this down.
Appreciate the info. By the way, I have 13 of my own sources around the world, uniformed NYPD police officers sitting in police capitals collecting intel.
Okay. Motor mount down. Let's get it screwed on. I'm about to crank it up before we hang up. I gotta get it rolling. Aluminum spur. TRX 6. First one ever. I'm excited. I'm gonna be able to give it all the bings.
I had lunch with Ray Kelly during that era, and in terms of terrorism, I think a lot of us felt that it was inevitable. And I said that to Ray Kelly, and Kelly said, not to me, and he said, we're doing everything we can to make sure it never happens, and we will never believe that it's inevitable. And I was really proud that he was a wonderful view of his obligation.
That's that when you about to be done working on your RC song. I'm about to go run. I'm about to run this car. You know what? We got the motor in. We about to put the battery on.
We wanted to take money from the police budget and give it to the Department of Education. I argued against that strenuously. I think, to be quite candid, that Mayor Boomer knew that Rudy Giuliani was the crime fighter. He was the 9/11 hero. He wanted to make his mark in some of the.
We're gonna run this joint. We're gonna run it. Hold on.
What you looking at, babe?
Cars on cars.com.
What's wrong with this one?
I just got promoted, so I'm looking for something more. Ciao.
Ciao.
2 million cars for 2 million possibilities.
Cars. I have a pile of rocks on my floor. We're gonna see what it do in a little bit. We're gonna see what it do in a little bit. We ain't playing with nobody. Thanks everybody that came in here with me.
So that's how they're growing so fast. They're hiring freelancers. Look what they're doing with AI experts.
Unbelievable. That dog almost looks real.
Grow your business with freelance AI experts. Fiverr. Bloomberg's most significant accomplishment was that he wrested control of the schools away from the Board of Education and centered it completely in the person of the mayor.
So now, the mayor directly appoints the head of the school system, the school's chancellor, and he or she can remove the school's chancellor without going through a board.
It's that one link, man. Get this motherfucker out our life. Let's get it out our life now. It's hard to get this joint in there. Hold on.
The way it happened was I had recently left the Clinton administration where I was running the antitrust division. I sued Microsoft. So I had a pretty high profile at that time.
It's that one link that was by the motor mount that I just showed y'all.
You sure this is the right?
And it's hard to get these little
I went to the schools, you know. But long story short,
to get the holes lined up on the links. To get the holes lined up on the links. That should be moving every which way. All right.
Mostly children of color were getting not remotely the kind of education they needed to succeed. And a 50% graduation rate over a decade is not.
Come on, please, come on.
They created a tremendous number of new public schools to replace the failing schools that they closed. Demonstrably, the test.
And it's so simple.
Graduation rate, after being stuck around 50% for 20 years, in the next 10 to 12 year period, got up into the 70s. It's now about 77% of kids graduate on time.
I attribute that to 3 or 4 big things that we did under Bloomberg's leadership.
There it go. Had to go up underneath that joint. We had to go up underneath that joint. Let's send this all the way through.
Based on its performance. Second thing we did was we gave a lot more money, salaries, attracted better and better people coming to the system. We brought in things like coaches, that we did a lot more teacher preparation. And finally, and I think probably in some ways the most important thing, we started to focus on the principal as the key leader.
Principals can now hire people. So now they can't say, I got this failing teacher that was transferred out, they won't say. No, that's a very important piece. If you want accountability, you've got to give the institution a degree of autonomy.
It's not lining up.
Charter schools are public schools that are run
okay.
From the education chancellor.
I'm sorry, guys. Gotta get this joint lined up real quick for a little bit. I think I figured it out.
With alternative curricula, alternative teaching models.
Is that one funky one?
Some of them have been wildly successful.
I knew that the forces that own the status quo were not going to be happy. So what I did basically was set out to go get the great charter network. I knew it would be high performance. If you bring in a bunch of schools to come work, parents are going to choose them, you're not going to get anywhere.
It's kicking my ass a little bit.
The lack of physical space for charter schools was a big impediment. Bloomberg and Klein took care of that.
It's kicking my ass a little bit, but we're going to get it in there. We have to.
Public schools, free of charge.
And my view was that the space belonged to the kids, not to the adult, not to the politician.
And that's where this long ass one come from. That's where it come from. It's making more. I'm like, dope. I ain't gonna be able to send this through nothing. But nope. Yep, that's where it go. Okay.
And mostly adopted a philosophy that just asked for forgiveness, not for permission. And so a lot of times I just put my foot on the gas and said, we're gonna open up 30 charter schools this year. And we did. By the time everybody kind of looked around, they said, what the hell just happened? And we were saying, oh, it's done. We got sued, and we got fights, and on and on and on. But I am so convinced by the history of this, that the performance of those schools justified every fight we had. And if anything, I wish we had done more, because today there are still 50,000 children, mostly black and brown children, still on the waiting lists for charter schools in New York. Those kids deserve better than they're getting right now from the city.
Let me turn y'all around so y'all can see. Real quick for a little bit.
New Yorkers felt this was a new golden
This the one
where we had
is fighting me.
prosperity at the same time. Very unusual, and New Yorkers loved it.
This the one that's fighting me, y'all. Right here. And I have to get, it's right here. It's fighting me, y'all. Oh man, my phone dying. I have to hurry up with the phone dying. Okay, let's hurry the hell up. All right. We have to hurry.
This all shares the Bloomberg stand?
Bloomberg continues most of Giuliani's policies.
Phone's dying.
Continue to administer the social services
Okay.
programs, building on the changes that have been made.
And you come back down this way like this.
I kept it going. It was working.
Yeah.
There's no need to change just because you want to put your own name on it. And that was very consistent with Mike Bloomberg's attitude, too. He wasn't into ego or making a new name or showing that you're different or better.
I got it. I nailed it. All right, we got that out of our life. We have to hurry up. The phone's dying. All right.
And so we lived off the growth of the tourism industry, the restaurant industry, the healthcare industry, that we're hiring people.
These crawlers is never easy to work on.
Just kept going. Work.
Never easy to work on.
That's what I did. And Mayor Bloomberg and
Put this joint together real quick for a little bit, real fast. It's going like I got a damn drill gun in my hand. Whew.
One of the innovations they really took advantage of
Woo.
was stop, question,
There we
frisk.
go.
Stop, question, frisk is police
Real
detain
fast.
someone
Like quick fast.
and quickly
Quick
search
fast in
them
the area.
if they're carrying anything just for the protection of the police officer. And this was applied, some would say indiscriminately.
He pushes stop and frisk policing much too hard. It produces an overreaction.
It is time to end stop and frisk. 14 years ago, we thought Rudolph Giuliani was out of control and he was only doing $80,000 a year. Last year, Bloomberg did over $700,000 a year.
You know, people say stop and frisk was criminal. And in 2013, stop and frisk
Oh,
was struck down as
one more?
unconstitutional and
Couple more twists.
to drop.
You had neighborhoods that had become
Don't worry.
so safe that you had
We almost done.
families moving in that brought stability.
But hey, this is why YouTube is here. That's what we got YouTube for.
Police officers. Police is always
To get into this shit just how we need to. Yes.
So
All right.
New York managed to keep crime low because the demographics of high crime neighborhoods had changed.
It could be the biggest
This my battery tied down off the hoodie.
This is an extraordinary period for America's economy.
Let's get some battery power in this joint.
Become increasingly unstable. The question for me has become far less about the theoretical and much more about the practical. And I have directed my staff to work with her staff to produce a new term limits bill. If the council passes it, I will sign it, and I would plan to run for.
And then we're gonna run it on the floor real quick for a little bit.
If you've been seriously injured, you need lawyers with proven track record.
On.
Cisco and Feliciano at 833
Please work.
2000 for a free consultation.
Bloomberg was term limited. He was only supposed to have 2 terms in office. He not only spent an enormous amount on his election.
Oh, I'm waiting to hear a fan, but I removed the fan. There's no more fans. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got for throttle. Real quick, pull it back.
Everyone in the city, like every cultural institution, every political organization.
It got power. I'm about to give it to Bings. Watch. We ain't playing with nobody. Now let's see it run. I'm gonna put it. We about to run this joint. Run time. Run time. Hey, Jeremy. Run time. Jeremy, I'm still the same way. Ain't nothing changed. Just a little bit more crazier. Right for a little bit. All right. Here we go, y'all.
It was a revolution which was not articulated through some kind of
Whoa, whoa.
process. The verdict said, if you believe these things, I think that is fatally wrong. So that when he left office and he left the Senate, there was no one to take his
Something going on here, y'all.
total vacuum. That's why they voted.
it over there. Come on. We got to get the truck unloaded. We got to get the truck unloaded. Come on. We got to get this damn truck unloaded real quick. For a little bit. Yeah, guys. Hold on. What's this?
The things that we accomplished in the administration, I'm proud of the
All right. It's obvious something's going on here. I'm going to have to figure it out. In a little bit. Thanks everybody for coming in with me on my live. Thank you so much. I had fun. I want to bring y'all asses back tomorrow for some coffee. Real quick, for a little bit. I want to bring y'all back with me tomorrow for some coffee, man. I'm going to be knocking on your door in the morning. Hold on, don't go nowhere. I got to say the slogan before we end it. You know how I do every time after every time. We're going to do it live this time. We jumping. And we ain't playing with nobody. Cut it. Thanks for everybody that came in the rooms and watched me, man. I love everybody and looking forward to seeing y'all again tomorrow, man. Good night.